Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. In 2019, I almost got scammed doing gig work on that I found on Facebook Marketplace. And what had happened was we were getting ready to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. And on Facebook I saw an advertisement for, they were looking for somebody to play Neil Armstrong in some kind of a film. And I normally don't do stuff like that, but I'm fascinated with space, and so I decided to respond to them and to see what would happen. And for the most part, I wasn't even thinking of landing the gig. I was thinking about networking with other people who would be interested in space. I thought for sure I wouldn't land that gig. But I wanted to go to the interview because I wanted to network with people who had similar interests. You got to remember, at the time, I was living in Seattle, Washington, and I often didn't get along with everybody else, and so I wanted to network a little bit. So I drove to what turned out to be the office of a modeling agency, and we had a little bit of a discussion. He had placed this binder, the guy I was interviewing with had placed this binder on the table. He said, "You can look through this. Let me go get something on my computer." And he walked away from the office. I opened the binder thinking I was looking at other photo shoots and stuff like that. Instead, the binder was full of canceled checks that apparently the people working with the agency had been paid. There were checks that had 4 or 5 figures on it. I don't know why he would show me that stuff. That wasn't even what I was interested in. If you're interviewing for a job and the first thing they show you is all the paychecks, I think you're in the wrong industry. You ought to be doing something that you're passionate about, right? Either that, or you've gotten yourself into such a desperate situation that that's all you can think about, right? It's a good sign that something isn't right, but at the time I was naive. He comes back to the desk and says that I need to buy some kind of a membership, and he would take my photo, and it would cost, quote unquote, he said $3.50. Now I'm naive. I've never done this before. I'm thinking it's $3.50. And so I pull out my, unfortunately I didn't have cash on me. Had I had cash on me and I put $3.50 on the table, he might have laughed like crazy. But I pull out my credit card, and he goes back to his computer, types a few things. He comes out with this receipt. It's for $390 something, and he asked me to sign it. I'm like, I just have a blank stare at it. He said, "Oh yeah, we have to charge sales tax and all that." I said, "Well, how much was the base price?" And he goes, "Oh, $3.50. I said, "You know what? I think I misheard." And so I gave him back the receipt without signing it. I said, "I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try it a different time." I didn't want to tell him that what I heard it as. But he said, "Well, what did you hear it as?" He knows what I heard it as. He probably does. But he pretended to draw a blank on that question. And I said, I may consider it in the future, but this kind of money is just not in the cards at the moment. But thank you so much. And what was really frustrating was that it took him days to put the money back onto my credit card. And so in the meantime, I didn't have a very high credit limit at the time. I was looking to buy something else, and it just caused a lot of hassle. Now, it's a good thing I had thick skin when it comes to what I was trying to do there, right? I was only trying to network with people, and if the people were going to be toxic, I can walk away from that. Unfortunately, I don't always have that kind of thick skin when I deal with my day job, when I deal with relationships, and that's what sometimes allows me to get taken, right? I don't want to embarrass myself that I heard it as $3.50, right? And he knows what I heard it as. I wasn't afraid of that because I wasn't going to ever see this guy again, and so I kind of just completely wrote it off. If it's somebody that I have to regularly deal with, I might have just paid for it, right? Had it been, I don't know, had I gone out to lunch with my colleagues and I misheard the amount, right? Had I gone on a date and I misjudge the amount, that's where I can run into trouble, right? Because I won't have the thick skin anymore, right? If it's somebody that I have to see again, right?